Okay, I'm trying this again, you guys. Trying to go live with the sexy suit of wands today. I recorded a video and it wasn't working. So hopefully this is working and you guys are gonna be able to, the connection's not poor. I'm not quite sure what's going on. My internet seems very strong, but my actual cellular reception is bad. So hopefully this works out. It's okay, because I had a really horrible camera angle when I went back to watch the video on the last video, so this is a lot better. Okay, so super excited. We're doing homework a little bit differently this week, where I've just had you kind of jump in and create your story of the cups, the swords, and the pentacles. This week's homework is on the wands, and I wanted to give you a little background information before you actually jumped in to do that homework. So I love, hey Farah, I love the suit of wands because it is, wands are very much all about fire energy. And so with the zodiac, they are the suit of Sagittarians, and I'm a Sagittarius. If you are a Leo or an Aries, these cards will also really resonate with you. Or if you have rising signs or moon signs that are Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, you may really resonate with these as well. So the element of the wands is fire, as I mentioned. Zodiac astrology we just talked about. The timing of these cards. So as you get into becoming more proficient in your reading skills, you may begin to ask about timing. So when the wands show up, that's generally that something's going to take place in the spring, or it can indicate a time period of weeks. So some of the other suits represent years or months, but with wands, it's a shorter period of time, weeks, or it can also, like I mentioned, indicate something happening in the spring. So the suit of wands is all about passion and creativity and excitement. And so Mallory actually had posted that the wands suit looked like a bunch of dicks. Well, that is intentional. It is this suit is highly sexual in nature. The symbols are very phallic, and that is intentional. And so we're going to talk a little bit more about that as we talk about additional meanings of this suit. But these cards are all about movement and action. So moving forward, taking action. They are fiery. They are passionate. They often show up when you're reading and the querent or the query is about a relationship, career, or chasing your dreams. This is all about our soul purpose, our passion. And especially creative and artistic projects. And so these cards often represent people who are in creative or artistic enterprise. So singers, songwriters, musicians, painters, sculptors, artists, anyone that's working, advertising agencies. Often people who work for advertising agencies show up as wands energy. So anything that's really artistic and creative in nature. These cards are about what makes us tick. So our ego, what's at the core of our soul, our morals, our values, our personal energy, our personalities. I think I said our egos, but yeah, so it's that's the kind of overall explanation and meaning of the cards. They're often also called rods or staves, and sometimes just referred to simply as the suit of fire. Doreen Virtue uses the word fire instead of wands or rods. And in a regular deck of playing cards, they are the clubs suit. So some of the other meanings of these cards can be primal energy, sexuality, and also, interestingly enough, these cards can be really, they can indicate certain things happening in your life. So if these cards show up in particular the court cards. So, and I'm going to speak specifically right now to the King and Queen of Wands. So oftentimes if I'm doing a reading for somebody and a woman's asking me about her husband and she's having issues in her marriage and the Queen of Wands shows up, to me that always indicates another woman. So those cards always indicate cheating to me. Sometimes physical, sometimes emotional, but a reversed King of Wands or a reversed Queen of Wands can indicate another woman or another man. Likewise, a reversed king or queen can indicate somebody who is gay or bisexual or queer, or who does not identify as a heterosexual male or female. So just good information to have regarding Wands energy. Again, highly, highly sexual in nature. So you always want to look at the cards from that perspective, especially if there's a lot of Wands energy showing up in a deck. So I really, really am connected and resonate with Wands energy. And so this suit in particular is very, very easy for me to read. So I'm really interested to know for you, which suit do you resonate? And you may feel like you're the Queen of Wands, but you resonate more with the Cup suit. So I'm interested to know from you. I'd love for you to comment and post like which suit is really resonating with you the most. Which one do you find the easiest to read? Which one does your intuition flow and the answers come to you quickly? So some of the other meanings, we've talked about a couple of, but spirituality and intuition, inspiration, determination, ambition, and expansion. So those are kind of all alternative meanings of this deck or this suit of cards within the tarot deck. So I wanted to do this a little bit differently because I wanted you to have the opportunity to have more information on the Wand suit before you did the homework. So your homework will be the same as it has been the last 3 weeks, where you will take the suit of Wands and you will tell the story from Ace to King. And you can do that either through a personal story or through just a story that you create as you're looking at the cards. Where you're going with all of this, and the reason that we're doing this homework the way that we're doing it, is that there's a 3-part, to me, I feel like there's 3 parts and 3 important components to learning how to become proficient in reading tarot. One is that you understand the traditional meanings of the deck, and we're going through all of those. The other is that you have a personal, emotional connection to the cards. So sometimes, even though the traditional meaning of the card is one thing, you're going to have an entirely different meaning for a card because it's going to continue to show up in a way that it's going to tell you its meaning, and you're going to have this emotional response. You're going to have an emotional association. So that's why I'm having you do some of the association exercises, and also why I'm having you do this create the story, because your emotional attachment to the card and your emotional reading into the card is often more important than the traditional meaning of the card. And then the third thing is that you've got to trust yourself in the first 2 enough to just let both of those go to the wind if your intuition's telling you the card means something different in a reading based upon who you're reading for and what the question is. So the goal is to have you combine all 3 of those things so that you can really feel comfortable and proficient in reading the cards. So I hope this video was helpful. Please share your suit of Wands with us and let us know your story. I'm really enjoying all of your posting and all of your homework. And that's all I have for you today. So have a great rest of your day. Mwah.